What if the secret to unshakable peace, unstoppable resilience, and true happiness was hidden? Not in your achievements, but in your first waking hour. Imagine transforming every chaotic morning into a calm, powerful launchpad, simply by mastering a few ancient, time-tested habits the Stoics swore by. Are you ready to reclaim your mind, your time, and your life, starting with the most overlooked but critical moments of your day? Marcus Aurelius once offered a powerful truth. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In a world that constantly pushes, pulls, and pressures us to feel, think, and act according to external chaos, imagine for a moment possessing the extraordinary ability to find unwavering inner peace, regardless of the storms raging around you. This isn't just inspiring, it's revolutionary. True power lies not in bending the world to our will, but in mastering something even more profound, our own minds. Stoicism gives us timeless lessons. How to build resilience when life challenges us, how to cultivate deep gratitude amidst scarcity, and how to live a truly fulfilled life rooted in meaning rather than noise. But let's be clear, this is not some dusty history lesson about ancient philosophers. It's about you, right now. It's about standing tall in today's fast-moving, hyper-distracting world without losing your cool. It's about learning to find stillness in the chaos, joy in simplicity, and transforming your mornings, the most overlooked part of your day, into a launchpad for unstoppable momentum, clarity, and joy. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the endless noise of modern life, if you've ever craved even a sliver of calm to recharge your spirit, or if you're simply curious about how ancient wisdom can become your greatest weapon in the 21st century, stay with me, because what you're about to discover could very well change the entire trajectory of your life. Let's dive together into the profound Stoic strategies that don't just shape a morning routine, they redefine a life. And I urge you, if you're reading this, you are already different. You are not like everyone else. You're a seeker, someone who dares to want more, deeper wisdom, richer experiences, real transformation. Your willingness to engage fully with this journey will set you apart even more. Now, you may hear terms that sound exotic, like ikigai, but trust me, they represent beautifully simple and powerful ideas. Ikigai, originating from Japan, is about discovering that magical intersection where your passions, talents, societal needs, and opportunities for contribution all converge. It's about waking up every single morning with a burning sense of purpose that makes the thought of hitting the snooze button completely irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius wasn't merely about surviving life's hardships with a stoic grimace. He was devoted to the idea that we are each born with a unique role to fulfill, a meaningful contribution we are meant to offer the world. He taught us to embrace every single day as an opportunity to play our part with courage, integrity, and passion. When we think about Ikigai in this stoic light, it's not just about chasing what we love. It's about aligning our gifts with the world's needs, creating a bridge between who we are and how we can leave the world better than we found it. And that is where the real magic unfolds. But how do you begin to uncover your Ikigai? It starts with deep, honest introspection. Ask yourself, what activities make my soul come alive? What skills flow effortlessly from me? What does the world need more of that I can offer? And crucially, how can I build a life around these intersections? And don't worry if the answers don't reveal themselves overnight. This is not about rushing, it's about embarking on a journey, a gentle, purposeful exploration of your own nature, your values, and the impact you're destined to make. Pursuing your ikigai isn't just some fluffy motivational exercise. It's about laying down the sturdy foundation for a life that is rich in meaning, resilience, and quiet joy. When you align your daily actions with your deeper mission, even the most ordinary tasks become meaningful. Your relationships thrive because you show up present and engaged. Your creativity soars because you are finally living from a place of true authenticity. And happiness? It stops being a fleeting visitor and becomes a constant, trusted companion. So tonight, as you prepare to set your alarm for tomorrow, ask yourself, what could be so compelling that you would leap out of bed in the morning, fueled by excitement and purpose? Remember, transforming your life doesn't happen overnight. It unfolds slowly and powerfully with each intentional day, just as Marcus Aurelius would have urged us to do the work with honor and without haste. Finding your ikigai isn't just about personal fulfillment. It's about stepping into your rightful place in the great human tapestry, contributing your unique thread with courage and joy every single morning. Personal fulfillment is not the end goal. It's merely the beginning. True fulfillment lies in recognizing and wholeheartedly embracing your role in the grand, ever-evolving tapestry of human existence. Each of us carries a unique thread, a singular contribution that, when woven with intention and purpose, enriches the entire human story. The ancient Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, understood this deeply. They taught that our actions shouldn't be random, meaningless bursts thrown haphazardly into the world. Instead, every step we take should be deliberate, guided by an unwavering internal compass. Our lives are not a series of accidents. They are, or should be, intentional masterpieces crafted by conscious choice. And this philosophy beautifully extends to one of the most overlooked, yet vital parts of our day: how we prepare for tomorrow, beginning the night before. Here's the unfiltered truth. The quality of your morning is built the evening prior. It's tempting, dangerously so, to binge watch your favorite shows deep into the night, or to endlessly scroll through social media until your eyes blur. It feels harmless, even comforting in the moment. But pause for a second and consider, what seeds are you planting for tomorrow? Your mind needs space, true space, to unwind, to process the whirlwind of the day, and to recharge for the battles ahead. This is why a purposeful pre-sleep routine is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Imagine if you treated your evenings with the same reverence, care, and intention as you would any sacred ritual. This isn't about rigid discipline that robs joy from your nights. It's about building an environment that lovingly supports your well-being and paves a clear path toward the vibrant, focused mornings you deserve. For example, limiting screen time an hour before bed isn't some act of deprivation. It's a powerful signal to your mind and body that it's time to release the day and ease into rest. It's an investment, not a punishment. Planning your next day, even if it's just jotting down your top 3 priorities, can be a complete game changer. This simple act transforms waking up from feeling aimless into stepping confidently into a day already aligned with your deeper goals. And here's where the Stoic brilliance shines again. It's about focusing on what is within your control and gracefully letting go of what isn't. No, you can't predict every twist tomorrow might bring, but you can choose how you start it, with clarity, calm, and strength. Don't overlook the seemingly small practices like deep breathing or short meditation sessions before sleep. These aren't empty rituals. They are scientifically proven tools that physically slow your heart rate, lower stress hormones, and prepare your body for true deep restoration. It's like pressing a cosmic reset button, setting yourself up not just for physical rejuvenation, but for mental and emotional clarity as well. In a world that demands us to always be on, it may sound Herculean to reclaim your nights and mornings, but understand this: it's absolutely essential if you want to master your life. Picture this: waking up to a morning untouched by the chaos of news feeds, email dings, or flashing notifications. Just you, your thoughts, the stillness of a new dawn. That's not just refreshing, it's revolutionary. Marcus Aurelius championed living each moment with laser-sharp intention and unwavering focus. Even in ancient Rome, surrounded by political turmoil and personal pressures, he knew that life's quality is determined not by external events, but by the quality of our attention. This truth is even more urgent today. The modern world is a battlefield of distractions, each one fighting for a slice of your mind. But you, armed with ancient wisdom and modern awareness, can reclaim your mornings by creating a sanctuary, a space deliberately free from digital noise, where your soul, not your smartphone, sets the tone for your day. It's not about rejecting technology altogether. It's about refusing to let it dictate who you are, especially in those first precious moments when your mind is most open, most pure, most powerful. Choosing to craft your mornings intentionally is not just a habit, it's a declaration. You are the master of your time, your mind, and your life. Choosing not to let technology dominate the very first moments of your day is one of the most powerful acts of self-respect you can practice. This isn't about rejecting the tools of the modern world altogether. It's about making a conscious decision not to hand over your precious mental space to the digital noise before you've even had a chance to center yourself. Sure, it's incredibly tempting to roll over, grab your phone, and dive headfirst into the avalanche of notifications, messages, and updates. But doing so immediately catapults you into a reactive state, letting the agendas, dramas, and crises of the outside world dictate your thoughts, emotions, and energy before you've even had your first sip of coffee. Instead, give yourself the gift of a peaceful, deliberate start. Imagine dedicating the first sacred hour of your morning to activities that nourish your soul and sharpen your mind. Maybe it's immersing yourself in a good book, breathing deeply through a few minutes of meditation, journaling your thoughts and intentions, or simply savoring a quiet cup of coffee as you watch the world awaken through your window. This time isn't wasted, it's an investment in your clarity, resilience, and emotional armor for the rest of the day. By shielding yourself from early distractions, you are not just avoiding stress, you are actively creating a deep internal reservoir of peace, strength, and focus that will serve you again and again as the day unfolds. Making the most of your mornings isn't about packing your schedule with endless tasks or cramming productivity into every minute. It's about subtracting the noise, cutting out the clutter that doesn't serve your highest purpose. It's about choosing what truly matters before the world's demands start clawing at your attention. And this, right here, is where the timeless Stoic principle of focusing only on what lies within our control becomes your ultimate tool. You might not be able to control the flood of emails that await you. You can't prevent unexpected events from popping up later, but you can absolutely control how you choose to begin your day. Tomorrow morning, challenge yourself. Start on your own terms. Resist the magnetic pull of your phone. Anchor yourself fully in the present moment. Savor the rare, precious stillness that the early hours offer, and tap into the vast potential it holds for you. Remember, each new morning is not just another obligation. It's a powerful new opportunity, an opportunity to live more intentionally, more serenely, and more in line with the best version of yourself. Let's make our mornings a sacred testament to that ambition, guided by the wisdom of Stoicism and a relentless focus on what truly matters. At its very core, Stoicism is not about enduring life with gritted teeth. It's about understanding the boundaries of our control, and within those boundaries, choosing to act with virtue, clarity, and fierce intention. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they weren't simply telling us to endure hardships stoically. They were urging us to seize our personal power, to engage with life actively and consciously, and to take full responsibility for the direction of our minds and actions. And what better place to begin exercising this power than in the first hour of our day? Waking up consistently at the same time each morning may seem like a small thing, almost insignificant. But in truth, it is a cornerstone habit, a foundational act of self-mastery that sets the tone for everything else you wish to build. It's about waking up not in chaos, not in panic, not in defeat, but in quiet command of yourself and your purpose. Of course, consistency is not easy. If it were, everyone would master it. There will be mornings, especially in the beginning, when your bed feels like the most comforting place on earth, and the urge to hit snooze just one more time feels nearly irresistible. This is exactly where the Stoic principle of perseverance becomes your ally. When that wave of temptation hits, remind yourself of the greater why. This is not just about getting up earlier. It's about becoming the kind of person who chooses self-respect over momentary comfort, the kind of person who is building an unshakable inner fortress, one intentional morning at a time. Each act of rising, each act of consistency is a small but mighty declaration. I choose growth. I choose mastery. I choose to live deliberately. And the beauty is, you don't have to climb this mountain overnight. Start simple. Tonight, before bed, set a clear and compelling intention for why you want to rise at your chosen time. Maybe it's to gift yourself a sacred hour of peace. Maybe it's to nurture your mind and body before the demands of the day flood in. Maybe it's simply to remind yourself that you are in control and always have been. Create an environment that sets you up for success. Maybe you dim your lights earlier, put your phone out of arm's reach, or even leave your curtains slightly open so the morning light gently nudges you awake. And when it gets hard, because it will, lean into the Stoic truth. Your will is stronger than your excuses. Your dreams deserve the discipline they require. Because every morning you rise with intention is another brushstroke on the masterpiece that is your life. Each night before you sleep, remind yourself why waking up at a specific time is more than just another task. It's a sacred promise to yourself. Is it because you crave a few quiet, unhurried moments for reading, reflection, or meditation? Is it because you yearn to move your body, to exercise and awaken your spirit with energy and purpose? Or maybe you simply long to begin your day with calm, clarity, and control, rather than chaos. Whatever your personal reason, anchor yourself to it, and then build an environment that actively supports your intention. Maybe it means setting an earlier bedtime to ensure true rest, or slightly opening your curtains to let the morning light naturally nudge you awake instead of being jolted by an alarm. And when, not if, it gets hard, because it inevitably will, remember the Stoic truth. Your will is a mighty force. Your principles are your true compass. Each morning, you rise at your chosen time. You're not just beginning a new day. You're honoring a profound commitment to your growth, to your mastery, and to a life crafted with clear intention and noble purpose. In all this talk of discipline, consistency, and winning the morning, it's critical to remember a deeper truth. We are human, and to be human is to be gloriously complex, driven by ancient instincts that often favor the path of least resistance and the allure of instant gratification. This isn't a flaw. It's simply part of the human experience, something Marcus Aurelius himself understood deeply. Embarking on the journey of reshaping your mornings or cultivating any meaningful habit can feel like a monumental challenge at first. The temptation will arise. Your bed will feel warmer, the snooze button more inviting, the excuses louder. But here's where we channel Stoicism into real action. Self-compassion must walk hand in hand with discipline. Marcus Aurelius, in his most private writings, consistently reminded himself to be patient and forgiving when he stumbled. He knew, with remarkable wisdom, that beating oneself up for every small failure is not the road to growth. Instead, the true path lies in recognizing mistakes, learning from them swiftly, and then letting them go without dragging the heavy chains of guilt. This mindset is crucial when establishing new habits, because the reality is, there will be mornings when your alarm blares and every cell in your body protests against rising. There will be days when your old comforts seem overwhelmingly inviting. And yes, some days you will yield. But what matters most is what you choose to do next. Will you spiral into self-reproach, drowning in guilt and negativity? Or will you pause, breathe deeply, forgive yourself with grace, and step courageously into the next opportunity life offers you? Forgiveness and patience toward ourselves are not signs of weakness. They are profound markers of wisdom and enduring strength. They show that we understand the bigger picture. We are in this journey for the long haul. The Stoic practice of self-compassion isn't about giving ourselves endless passes to fall short. It's about acknowledging that growth is messy, progress is uneven, and that every setback carries the seed of a comeback. It's about realizing that each new day is a clean slate, a new battle to be fought, and a new opportunity to rise stronger, wiser, and more resilient. As you work toward embracing earlier mornings, or any transformation you seek, remember this. Celebrate your small victories. Honor your efforts, even when imperfect. Learn from your missteps. And above all, approach each day with a heart wide open, ready to begin again. Because ultimately, this isn't just about becoming a morning person. It's about becoming a person who meets life's challenges and opportunities with quiet strength, joyful resilience, and unshakable purpose. The journey toward mastery begins with cultivating a mindset fortified to face life's inevitable challenges with an unwavering blend of determination and compassion. It starts not with grand gestures, but with the smallest of choices, the ones often overlooked, yet brimming with meaning. Consider something as deceptively simple as placing your alarm clock across the room. At first glance, it might seem like a mere logistical trick to make snoozing more inconvenient, but it's far more profound than that. It's a declaration, a silent commitment to yourself. I will rise. I will choose action over inertia. I will start my day on my own terms. It's a powerful symbol of resistance against the pull of comfort, against the seductive grip of sleep, against the urge to delay life one more minute. Each step you take toward that alarm clock in the morning is a step toward reclaiming ownership of your life. Similarly, the humble act of making your bed might appear trivial, especially if you're the only one who will notice. But in truth, it's an exercise in profound self-respect. It's not about the neatness of your sheets. It's about the message you send to yourself. My environment matters. My rituals matter. I matter. In making your bed, you aren't just tidying a space. You are constructing an external reflection of the internal order you are building day by day. Marcus Aurelius would undoubtedly argue that these tiny intentional actions are the cornerstones of a disciplined life. They are the microscopic votes you cast each day, votes for the kind of person you are committed to becoming. Every time you make the choice to rise when it's easier to stay in bed, to create order when chaos beckons, you are affirming your dedication to discipline, to respect, to resilience. And why focus on these seemingly insignificant acts? Because they are within everyone's reach. Not all of us can control the upheavals, tragedies, and twists that life throws at us. But every single one of us can control how we respond to the dawn of each day, how we prepare our minds and spaces for what lies ahead. This is Stoicism in action, focusing relentlessly on what we can control and gracefully letting go of everything we cannot. Moreover, these rituals are not about blind, rigid discipline for its own sake. They are about building a mindset prepared for life's greater battles, a mind that stands steady when storms come, a spirit that doesn't crumble at the first sign of difficulty. When you commit to these small daily acts, you are sharpening your willpower. You are training yourself to honor your commitments, even when no one is watching. You are cultivating the quiet inner strength that allows you to move through life with calmness, resilience, and grace, the defining qualities of the Stoic ideal. So as you reflect on the role of discipline in your life, start by looking small. Look for those everyday moments, especially in the soft, sacred quiet of the early morning, where you can practice self-control, intentionality, and order. It's in those fleeting moments when you choose to rise with purpose, when you choose order over chaos, that your character is being forged. These practices aren't chores. They're rituals that breathe meaning into your day and direction into your life. And if you want to amplify your success, don't walk this path alone. Share your goals. Find someone who doesn't just cheer you on, but hold you accountable. Someone who will remind you of your commitments when the warmth of your bed feels irresistible. Someone who will nudge you forward when progress feels slow. Someone who will celebrate your smallest victories with genuine joy. An accountability partner transforms this journey from a lonely grind into a shared adventure. It turns the pursuit of a better morning and a better life into something lighter, stronger, and infinitely more rewarding. Because in the end, growth is not meant to be a solitary struggle. It's a collective celebration of rising higher together. Building a life of intention and resilience is not a solitary pursuit. It thrives on mutual support, encouragement, and shared growth. It's grounded in the humble understanding that all of us, no matter our backgrounds or aspirations, are striving toward the same higher goal, becoming the best, most virtuous versions of ourselves. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, knew this truth deeply. They often emphasize that community and meaningful relationships are not luxuries. They are essentials in the development of character, virtue, and true inner strength. They understood the immense power that comes from shared wisdom, the kind that can only arise when individuals come together to learn from each other, to lift each other up, and to face life's storms knowing they are not alone. In today's fast-paced, often isolating world, finding an accountability partner is a modern salute to this timeless wisdom. It's the realization that even though the journey towards self-discipline and purpose is personal, it should never be walked entirely alone. An accountability partner does far more than simply keep you on schedule. They act as a mirror, reflecting not only your progress, but also helping you spot the blind spots, the hidden patterns, the unconscious habits that you might never see by yourself. They offer new perspectives, insights, and encouragement that can ignite surprising growth and breakthroughs you might never have achieved on your own. This partnership isn't just about ticking boxes. It's about meaningful dialogue, honest conversations about what's working, what's not, and how you can continually adjust, evolve, and strengthen your practices together. So how do you find this invaluable ally? Look for someone who shares your hunger for growth, your commitment to self-improvement, and your willingness to pursue a life of deeper purpose. It could be a close friend, a trusted family member, a colleague, anyone who values truth, accountability, and progress over comfort. Once you find that person, be crystal clear about what you hope to achieve. Share openly the kind of support you need. Set regular check-ins, whether weekly or daily, and make a pact to encourage each other with honesty, kindness, and when necessary, a firm but compassionate nudge back on track. Because finding an accountability partner is not just about external motivation. It's about building a relationship, one that inspires, uplifts, and pushes you to grow beyond what you thought possible. It's about creating a shared sacred space, one built on honesty, vulnerability, and mutual empowerment. In that space, your morning routines, your goals, and even your dreams become intertwined in a powerful collective momentum toward living a more intentional, disciplined, and fulfilling life. And as you walk this path together, it becomes impossible to ignore one profound truth the Stoics often urge us to remember. Reflect on your mortality, not with fear, but with clarity, not with sadness, but with fierce urgency. The Stoic practice of remembering death isn't a morbid fixation. It's a powerful, liberating call to action. It reminds us that every single morning we wake up is a priceless gift, not a guarantee. It invites us to step into each new day with the mindset, how can I make today count? Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the fleeting nature of life, urging himself and us to live virtuously, to let go of petty concerns, and to stay focused on what truly matters. When we keep the end in mind, we naturally prioritize better. We invest more in meaningful relationships. We cherish our precious time instead of squandering it. We focus on leaving a legacy that transcends our own lifespan. Remembering mortality, especially in the sacred context of our morning routines, transforms how we greet each day. It shifts mornings from being mundane repetitions into opportunities bursting with potential. Today is not just another box to tick. It's a chance to live, love, and leave the world a little better than we found it. And here's the beauty. When we live with the awareness that time is limited, life's daily annoyances, the traffic jams, the delayed emails, the minor setbacks, lose their power over us. We become lighter, calmer, and more focused on the long game, living with purpose, loving with depth, building something that endures. In embracing this Stoic call, we find a life not marked by fear of death, but by a vibrant celebration of life, lived fully, bravely, and meaningfully, one precious morning at a time. As we consciously cultivate the mindset of resilience, we naturally become more focused, more steady, and far less vulnerable to the fleeting storms of life. Temporary setbacks lose their power to derail us when our eyes remain locked firmly on our long-term vision. And perhaps most importantly, this mindset fosters a profound gratitude for the present moment, inspiring us to seize each day with urgency, purpose, and appreciation. But how do we weave this timeless Stoic principle seamlessly into our daily lives? It begins with something so simple yet so powerful, a quiet moment of reflection each morning. Picture the day ahead as a blank canvas, a vast, untouched field of possibilities. Every choice, every action, every word you speak will paint part of your life's masterpiece today. Ask yourself, with brutal honesty, if today were my last day, would I be proud of how I'm choosing to spend it? This question isn't meant to thrust you into a dark existential crisis. It's an invitation, a call to deep, vibrant appreciation for the now. It's about savoring the opportunities to live fully, to learn something new, to love deeply, and to contribute meaningfully to the world around you. Embracing the Stoic practice of remembering death doesn't fixate us on the end. On the contrary, it roots us more firmly in the present moment. It urges us to live intentionally, to pour ourselves fully into what matters, and to walk each day with gratitude, courage, and clarity. So let's greet every morning not as a mundane repetition, but as a precious, unrepeatable gift. An opportunity to craft a life that is rich in meaning, aligned with our deepest values, and worthy of the legacy we wish to leave behind. This, in its purest form, is the essence of living stoically, making the most of our finite time on this earth, turning fleeting days into lasting significance. In today's world, we are often told to focus solely on the positive, to visualize success, abundance, and happiness, hoping these images will manifest into reality. But the Stoics, in their fierce wisdom, offered a different, and perhaps even more empowering, perspective. They championed a practice known as negative visualization, and far from being pessimistic, it is one of the most practical and liberating tools you can wield. At its heart, negative visualization invites you to periodically imagine the challenges, losses, or hardships you might one day face. Not to sink into fear or anxiety, but to prepare yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. This exercise could be as small as envisioning the minor frustrations, like missing the bus, facing a rainy day, or dealing with a canceled meeting. Or it could touch deeper wounds, such as losing a job, a friendship, or even a loved one. The purpose is not to dwell in sadness. It is to mentally rehearse how you would respond so that if and when these trials come, you meet them with strength, poise, and grace, not shock or despair. In doing so, you build an internal resilience muscle. You become like a seasoned warrior, not easily knocked off course by the inevitable ups and downs of existence. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all recognize that by contemplating the impermanence of all things beyond our control, we could free ourselves. We could focus purely on what is always within our power. Our responses, our attitudes, our actions. Incorporating negative visualization into your morning ritual is transformative. Instead of blindly stepping into the day, vulnerable to every curveball life throws, you arm yourself with emotional armor. Steady, ready, centered. It's like running quiet mental drills every morning, strengthening your resolve, fortifying your spirit, preparing for anything without losing your peace. And here's the beautiful paradox. By imagining life without the things we so often take for granted, we fall in love again with the blessings we already possess. You return to your reality with fresh, wide-open eyes, realizing how precious your health, your family, your opportunities truly are. You are not dwelling on loss. You are deepening your gratitude for the miracle of now. And that gratitude becomes a powerful fuel, helping you move through your day with resilience, perspective, and profound joy. Practicing negative visualization doesn't immerse us in fear or pessimism. Instead, it serves as a profound and empowering reminder of just how much we have to be grateful for right here, right now. Rather than dwelling on potential loss, it deepens our appreciation for the present, for the small, beautiful moments we often overlook in the rush of daily life. So how do we apply this Stoic exercise in a way that is healthy, constructive, and enriching? It begins simply, with a few mindful minutes each morning. Before diving into the demands of the day, take a quiet pause to gently contemplate the potential challenges or uncertainties you might encounter. Visualize not with fear, but with clarity. How would you ideally respond if difficulties arise? What inner strengths would you draw upon? What lessons could you learn from those moments? How could you emerge wiser and stronger from each experience? By imagining these scenarios ahead of time, you aren't inviting misfortune. You're equipping yourself with mental armor, ensuring that whatever happens, you'll respond with grace and resilience. Then, crucially, once you've done this visualization, let it go. Release it into the air like a leaf floating downstream. Step into your day not weighed down by worry, but carrying a sense of calm preparedness and an even sharper appreciation for the blessings already surrounding you. But our cultivation of gratitude doesn't stop in the morning. Incorporating a gratitude ritual at the end of each day can have a profoundly transformative impact on our overall well-being and mindset. One beautifully simple practice: keeping a gratitude journal. Before you drift into sleep, take a few peaceful minutes to reflect on the day behind you. Jot down 3, 4, or even just one thing that sparked gratitude in your heart. It could be as grand as achieving a difficult goal, or as simple as the warm comfort of your bed after a long, trying day. It might be a smile from a stranger, a breathtaking sunset, a deep conversation with a loved one, or simply the ability to breathe deeply and rest. By consciously recording these small treasures, you train your mind to shift focus away from what's lacking toward the abundant richness that already fills your life. This subtle shift echoes perfectly the teachings of the Stoics, who urged us to fix our gaze not on what we cannot control, but on the gifts already within our grasp. And the rewards of this shift are profound. Ending the day with gratitude lays the foundation for deeper, more peaceful sleep, free from the turbulence of unresolved frustrations or unfulfilled desires. It soothes the mind and heart, allowing you to drift into rest with a sense of contentment rather than regret. Moreover, starting the next day from this place of appreciation primes your mind to embrace new opportunities with enthusiasm and wonder. But why is ending the day with gratitude so powerful? because it ensures that no matter how challenging the day was, no matter what obstacles you faced, you close your day on a note of positivity and resilience. It's a practice of reaffirming the goodness still present, a practice of finding peace even in chaos, and strength even in adversity. And the benefits extend far beyond personal well-being. This nightly ritual of gratitude ripple outward, gently transforming how we engage with the world around us. It heightens our sensitivity to the people in our lives, making us more attuned to their efforts, more expressive in our appreciation, more open in our affection. It deepens our connection to the world itself, making us more observant of the quiet miracles woven into everyday existence. The laughter of a child, the intricate veins of a leaf, the feeling of sunlight on our skin. Thus, as we consider all the strategies available to elevate our mornings, and by extension, our entire lives, we must never overlook the profound, transformative power of ending each day with a heart full of gratitude. Because in truth, a good life, the Stoic life, is not measured by external trophies or fleeting pleasures. It is measured by inner peace, genuine contentment, and a profound, ever-deepening appreciation for the extraordinary gift of simply being alive. As we bring this journey through the 10 Stoic-inspired strategies to a close, it's important to recognize that each step we've discussed is far more than a simple task to check off. Each one represents a pathway, a bridge toward cultivating a life brimming with greater intention, deeper resilience, and profound gratitude for the present moment and beyond. Embracing these timeless practices doesn't promise that every day will unfold perfectly. Perfection was never the goal. What it does promise is something infinitely more valuable, that every single day, regardless of its trials or triumphs, will be met by a version of you that is stronger, calmer, more grateful, and infinitely more resilient than the day before. You already carry within you the immense power to not only transform your mornings, but to reshape your entire life into a living, breathing reflection of the Stoic ideals: virtue, wisdom, contentment, purpose. And remember, this right here is only the beginning. There is a vast, rich world of Stoic wisdom still waiting for you, filled with insights, stories, and practical tools that can guide and empower you on your path toward a life of deeper meaning, stronger character, and true fulfillment. If you found this journey enlightening, if something inside you has stirred, seeking to grow even further, I encourage you to dive deeper. Check out the curated playlist linked right here on the screen, where you'll find an abundance of resources, inspiring lessons from ancient Stoics, modern applications to real-world challenges, and powerful practices to help you fully embrace the richness of the Stoic philosophy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more transformational content. And more importantly, become a true participant in this community by leaving your comments and sharing your experiences. Your story, your reflections, your journey, they matter. Let's continue to walk this path of growth, resilience, and fulfillment together. As fellow seekers, fellow learners, fellow warriors of intention, here's to mornings awakened by purpose, to days lived deliberately, anchored by clarity and courage, and to a life overflowing, not with material excess, but with genuine gratitude, lasting contentment, and unshakable joy. Thank you for being an essential part of this Stoic Bloom community. The journey is only just beginning. See you very soon.